All righty. Awesome. Oh, today has been one heck of a day. Alrighty. You can see in the tiny little corner right there, that is Nicole. And she's gone, like the wind. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. I need to get started by writing out my goals. So let's do that first. Alright, let's see. So I need to start a new Google Doc, just so we can document everything we're doing here. The goal of this is to create something that I created before, which was a little group, a little online platform, not online platform, it was mostly just a little newsletter called ESPGH, and it was super cute. Let's see. Let's quickly promote. Live right now. Boop, boop. Live right now. Heck yeah. We are hype. Whoops. Wonder if I can fix that post thing. Right now for a video game on my stream. Really? Interesting. I wonder if I'm... So, here, I need to actually change something. Let me see if I can change it while I'm live. I need to take off the follower goal. Yeah. I need to go ahead and remove follower goal. Haha, there we go. Cool. That's interesting that they ran an ad. Okay, cool. So I remove that, and I can move stuff. That's cool that I can move stuff while I'm streaming. We should do that more in the future. All right, cool. So, yay, wonderful. I was memeing on here. Do we get any cool stuff? Yay. Pinged on here. Everything should be good. And let's start. So, yes, PGH. Renew or revival. Let's call it the revival. And the things that we need to get done. Goals, stream goals. Just so I have them all laid out, I wrote them up on the right. So go over tools to tools. Those are going to be Wix, MailChimp, and there was one more. Or was it just those two? Pretty sure it was just those two. Oh, and then GoDaddy. GoDaddy. Awesome. Next, we need to go over a couple of people, the ancillary links. So there's a couple of other systems that have done this before, and I want to either get in touch with them, see what they're doing, because there are already internship programs and internship goals and things in town that already exist, and I need to try to leverage them, right? Because if they're doing something similar, I might as well be there. Let's see. All schools necessary. Yes. So schools, and then we'll say advertising, and it specifically fails. Then partners. Well, actually, that'll be in advertising. Boop, boop. And then monetization, which is where I need the most help, because that's going to be really tough. So we're going to just... Did you eat Wheaties for breakfast? I know. I feel like I'm improving. It's all thanks to you, Hank. And my dad was giving me crap too. He's like, you need to be more organized on the stream. And he's right. Like it's important. Both of you were giving me crap about it, which is good. It's important because it keeps me on task, which is quality. Alrighty. So this is the plan. This is what we're doing. I think that's all that I wanted to go over. Because building it out is a really, really simple thing. Like stupid simple. But what isn't stupid simple is getting the systems in place so that this thing runs on its own. Because I've done this before. Like I did this 2 years ago. I did this 2 years ago. It was actually my first like actual real scale project, and it was called ESPGH. ESPGH.com. Yes. Hey, I forgot I put this up. That's cool. Yeah. So this is what I did before. Hey, Olga, how's it going? Nice to have you here. I appreciate you hopping on. Ooh, actually, I just realized I need to be aware of where my thing is so that everybody can see everything. So let's line this up with that. Then, perfect. Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. So, I've done this before. This is more of a like revival of something that I had in the past, but I know how it worked. I know what I messed up on, which is the key thing here. And I know, like, I think I know. Yeah, exactly. I think I have. Like, I think I know how to make this thing run on its own, because the goal of this is like I don't want to, especially if I'm not getting paid for it. I don't want to just like run an internship platform and like the goal of this is to build many businesses, right? The goal of this is to build many self-sustaining businesses, and we want to be able to do that. This might not be monetizable. Can you hear me now? Oh, maybe I need it closer. Is that better? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Cool, awesome. Thank you, Hank. So I've done this before. The goal of Entrepreneur, again, is to build little mini businesses that are at least partially self-sustaining, or there's something that I can do on my own. Like it's to build something that's like I can live on, right, and I can work with, and it's a business, a real fucking functioning business. And I have done this before. I did not make any money off of this before, but this is still a project that I think has monetizable potential. I know what went wrong. I know what I screwed up on. That's super important. That's super key. Hold on. Okay, cool. I know the pitfalls that I ran into before, but the goal is to get like paid. Or if it's something I'm not going to get paid for, it's to create value and outsource it, right? Like it needs to all happen on its own. Because I don't like you should never be doing things unless you really really love them. You should never be doing things just for free, right? Especially not like business things. Like if I build something, I want to like get paid for it, even in some small degree. Like if I spend like an hour on it a week, maybe I get paid like $50 for that hour. I know like it doesn't have to be a ton, but it's useful to get paid for something. This might not be monetizable, so because it's not monetizable, or if it's not monetizable, let's try to make it as self-functioning and self-existing as it possibly can. I think I have some ways to do that. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the tools that I used. Yes, they do pay attention. That is true. But if this is for interns, that might be a tough market to get to pay, right? Startups are also hard to get to pay. Doesn't mean that we can't get them to pay. It's just not going to be like massive recruiting fees, of course, because it's interns. But I think there is some potential here. So monetization is going to be a big heckin' thing. So anyway, also I need water. I might run and grab a drink of water really quick, just so my throat doesn't die. $50 into smart contracts as you can continue aligning internships. Anyway, so yeah, actually, let me go grab. I forgot to get my little cup of water with my little straw that I usually do, and my throat gets like dry in like seconds. And I'm gonna be doing this for an hour and a half, so I want to make sure that I'm speaking fluently and coherently for the whole period of time. Give me literally 30 seconds. So am I going to become like the next, what is it? You know, the guy that started Twitch did that. essentially. That was how he started Twitch. Or it was Justin Kahn. So interesting, quick little side tangent. Justin Kahn. This is Justin Kahn. He created Twitch and he did Justin TV before. That was before he did Twitch TV. Justin TV was literally, yeah, I thought you would remember Toast. I was going to ask you if I didn't remember it myself. He's a super entrepreneur, unbelievable. He runs Twitch. He's a genius. But he does Twitch.tv. I think he may have sold it. I think he sold it to Amazon. No, he did sell it to Amazon. And Justin TV is essentially where he wore a backpack with a 360 camera that and he just did his whole life with the camera on, and that was Justin TV. Yeah, Amazon. He hated Justin TV. Yeah, I remember you said you met him, Toast. But it was apparently a nightmare. Yeah, Atrium, that's what it is. Atrium's a legal thing. I can't remember what it is. Toast knows more about it. He's talked to him. So he literally did that. He had a backpack on with a camera, and back then, like a while ago, 360 cameras that were like live stream. Yeah, legal services as a service, which is funny. You've met him too, really? That's amazing. Dang. I gotta talk to him. I love what he does. And I bet he's gonna get me hooked up with Twitch. It'd be a nice selling point to be able to say like, hey, I run a stream on entrepreneurship and how teaching people how to start their own companies and things like that and get into entrepreneurship as a whole on your previous platform. Could be a nice selling point. Who knows? Anyway, he did exactly that. Basically, like back then, it was like huge equipment. It was like 40 pounds of camera gear, I think, just to like live stream all of his stuff. But that's what he did, and he live streamed it, and it didn't do anything. But then he realized live streaming was cool, and then he made Twitch. Super interesting. Super, super interesting. But yeah, so I will not make the same mistake and live stream my entire life. What I will do is build an internship platform. So let's get back to that. So let's first go over what I did before. Pitfalls, issues, and what we want to achieve, right? Well, let's go over what we want to achieve first. What we want to achieve, and let's mark this sucker down. Oh, no. Goals. So what we want to achieve is we want to create a self-sustaining platform where local Pittsburgh startups can post internship opportunities. Create a self-building, hopefully. That's the main hard part. It's easy to make a platform online. I could do that on Google Sheets. I probably am going to do it on Google Sheets. I could do that on Google Sheets, no problem. But what the issue is we need to make sure that they're vetted. So we need to make sure that these are actual internships, right? There have been internships that I've helped people get, or I've heard people get, and it's essentially just like you're a code monkey, or you are just a cold caller, or each of those you learn your own specific things, right? Like that's a great example. There are internships in the past. An internship used to be where you just get coffee for the boss and shit like that. But now you actually do stuff, which is amazing. A transcriber. I know there's a lot of like some of them are good, some of them are nice. A transcriber can be great depending on the situation you're in, but it totally depends on what the student wants. You need to be really, really careful about what the student wants and what the startup needs. Like you can't just get any student in there because then it's not going to be valuable to the startup, and you can't just as a startup throw out any internship and solve any problem just by throwing interns at it because you're not being valuable to their time. Like they only have so many summers, and you want to be able to build up their resume in a helpful way. You don't want them to resent you for screwing their whole summer, right? Like that's a terrible thing, and the college is a really high pressure scenario. If you screw up a summer, it shouldn't be a matchmaking service. That takes time and that takes effort. It should be a little platform where things are posted and things are done. But we should have some sort of a way, or we create a culture, or we watch and create guidelines and instructions to make sure that when people post stuff, it has a certain rule set, right? Like you can't just post anything, and you can't just like you as an intern, like you should have the skill sets required. You can't just apply to everything, right? You can't just send out your resume to everybody. So we need to instate. That's going to be another tough thing. We need to instate rule sets so that each side knows what to expect and knows how to behave. Right? So there's no crap. Otherwise, you need to matchmake, and you need to be really careful, and that's going to suck the life out of me unless I'm getting paid a significant amount for it. I don't think I'm going to get paid a significant amount for it. So we need to automate it as much as possible. But minimize matchmaking. Create a self-building students community. Create a self-building student community interested in startup internships. Avoid as much matchmaking as possible, and create rule sets so both sides of the platform know how to behave. So both sides of the platform know how to behave. Awesome. Let's see, what else? So, and that entails vet students, vet companies. Anything else that we want to do? Monetize potentially, but that's on the stream goal. Let's see. Is there anything else that we want to do? I don't think so. Aww. Someone named Maya just sent me a message, and she says she's a big fan of the stream. They were, yes. So, Cameron Dively is running something. He's running his own internship program. It's actually like his job, I think. Exactly. So that's good. That's good to hear that people are doing that. So I need to get in touch with whoever's running that, and I could probably ask Dave Mooney for that. Regardless, there are a lot of little programs like last week. Ooh. Never mind. That's interesting. There's another thing going on at CMU that we can also tap into. So there's a few things going on at CMU. But if you could connect me to whoever's doing that, I would love you. If you could recommend who I would talk to, because that would be amazing. I need to make a list of people that I need to talk to. Like partners is one of the things here. So I need to be aware of everybody doing everything. And if anybody knows anything, there's a couple little things that I'm going to pull up in a second. But all right. Overall, I think that's the goals. Right? Yay. Hoorah. Awesomeness. So now we have our goals. Oh. Oh. That's disappointing. All right. Cool. So now let's get started. I'm going to show you what I did last time. What I did last time, about 2 years ago, it was my first real entrepreneurial project. And the way that I got into it is I was going around trying to build my network in town, right? I started with networking. I was interviewing a ton of entrepreneurs and building my network and yay, woohoo, the whole rigmarole. And I was going to a lot of events. And everywhere that I found an event, whenever I talked to a new startup CEO or a new founder, whether or not they were serious, they were constantly asking me like, oh, so you're a CMU student. Does that mean you know somebody that can intern for us? Like, do you know anybody in CS that wants to code some stuff? Or do you know anybody in engineering that wants to help us build stuff? Or do you, whatever, right? And everybody was bugging me about that. And I heard that like 6 times. Do I do social? What does that mean? And so it became like I heard it over and over and over again. I was like, oh, is this a need in the economy? Like, or is this like, is this like a problem that can be solved? So that was like my first like concept of like, oh, a problem. Let me try to fix it. You know, any interns that can fix my social media? Oh, yes. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. You know any interns that could run my Instagram for me? Like a lot of different things like that. Everybody requested that. Everybody wants to take over interns for those types of purposes. That can be helpful. It probably is. It probably is. I feel like there's a lot of people that have asked me. There is a huge demand for sure. CMU students are ridiculously overvalued in Pittsburgh because they know what the heck they're doing. There is also an alarming amount of CMU students that have no fucking clue what to do for internships or what to do to build up their resumes or anything like that, and they need real work experience. Startups also sound cool to them. Some of them live in Pittsburgh. A lot of them live in Pittsburgh because it's a local college. This is even more true when you go to Robert Morris University, when you go to Chatham, when you go to Point Park. Well, maybe not Point Park. I don't know. I haven't talked to too many people at Park. When you go to Duquesne, when you go to Pitt, a lot of these other universities, including CMU. CMU also has a big need for it. Don't know how to get in touch with students, or don't know how to. Universities don't know how to get in touch with students. They don't really know how to get them placed at companies. I've seen this as an issue, or at least students don't know what the heck to do, and they go to career services, and career services are kind of helpful because they want to, especially at CMU, they want to boost their numbers. Like, oh, we sent this many people to Amazon this year. Oh my gosh, they're all getting paid $200,000 a year, and we look like such a great university. So there's biases, there's problems, whatever. But startups are super helpful, especially for people just starting out who don't have too many skills but can still apply them, right? So we need to fix that. When I did it, it really only existed a little bit at Pitt, and then a good deal at CMU. Exactly. Career services, everybody says that. Like, career fairs and career services are an absolute waste of your fucking time as a student. And it's ridiculous, unless you are a hyper-focused academic. Grad school, too, really. That's such a pain. You would think they would care more about where their goddamn students are getting fucking jobs. Ridiculous. Excuse me. But regardless, it's a huge issue. Huge issue even at CMU, and CMU is a great university. So, let's fix it. What I did before was this. This is my little thing. YesPGH is the Young Entrepreneur Society of Pittsburgh, and I was very proud of myself for actually grabbing the domain yespgh.com. There's a link to post. How are y'all getting your internships? Yeah, it's true. I know most of the techniques, and I'll go over those in a little bit if you care. But generally, it's a ton of email. It's introductions, or it's through newsletters or occasional things that the school puts out. There's some things in that kind of space. I should go deeper into that. That is an assumption. We'll find out more. But basically, this is what it is. Subscribe to keep up to date on both. We're through events and an email newsletter focused on providing internship opportunities with entrepreneurial organizations. Subscribe to keep up to date with both. So I hosted a couple of events. I did two little events. I did one at Chatham and one at Pitt, which are two local universities. And I basically brought in a local successful entrepreneur. And I was like, hey, you should talk about what you do just to get people updated on what they're doing. And that gave a lot of students an opportunity to go up to the founder and say, hello, it would be awesome to intern at your organization. I have some ideas. Maybe I could help you with this, blah. And that was great. That was really awesome. I think I got a couple people placed, or at least some conversations started through those events. Great. I also ran a newsletter through MailChimp. By the way, clearly this is done on Wix. It's just a little thing done on Wix. I used to have a Meetup group too. I still use Meetup. I forgot. I think I canceled it though. Yes, I did cancel it. So never mind. I used the Meetup group initially. It didn't push Jack. Veggie Up group. Regardless, it didn't push Jack really to anything, but I do have a Facebook group with actually a decent number of people that are interested. So how many people are in here? 80. 80 people are in here, which is solid, and people keep sharing some stuff, whatever. Sorry, let me just know. I'm Sam, and I'm 23-year-old. I'm introduced any e-commerce brand. Content creator is currently part of my marketing strategy. Look at this. This is super cool. So some people started to use it, even though I did absolutely nothing with this. But that's good. I need to re-engage this. So let me start writing down heckin' to-dos. To-dos. First, re-engage Facebook group. Oh, it's amazing. I love Richard. Richard is incredible at Facebook groups. I'm gonna like lean hard into his advice on everything. He's great. He's super great. Um, I will. I'm gonna ask him and I'm gonna bug him. Re-engage Facebook group. Maybe ask Richard Mars advice. So perfect. Heck. Cool. Let's do this. Pop it over. I'm a hoe for formatting. Of course we can, Hank. That's hard. Oh, Richard loves me. Him and I are super tight. He's great. Such a wholesome dude. He's helped me a ton. He got me my first speaking gig. He's a great guy. Oh, I love him. So regardless, we need to re-engage the Facebook group. There used to be a meetup group. I cut it out. Screw it. Like hashtag Oleg. I want to go on a rant right now. I'm gonna try to keep focused, but I have there has to be some ridiculous technique that Oleg used. It's ridiculous. There's a couple of people that for absolutely no reason have a stupid amount of followers on LinkedIn. Oleg is great. He supports stuff, but yes, I would love to. Please tell me, Olga, because like he must have run ads. He must have used his network through Daily Mail. No. No. You don't get to where you are using pods like that. It's there. He's been doing something else. There's something else that Oleg is doing, and it's ridiculous. And there's a couple of other people that are at ridiculous. Pods don't even work anymore. Pods barely work anymore in the algorithm. Yet he's still growing ridiculously. There's something that him and a few other people have done. I am literally contemplating. Okay, I'm gonna go on the fucking rant. Fuck it. So. Bridget. Bridget's the other one. Bridget's another ridiculous one. There are a few other people. What I'm going to straight up do, the next stream definitely the next stream. The next stream is going to be me advertising Entrepreneured, right? There you go. That's an example. That's a good idea. So there are tricks and tips and little advertising techniques that you can use to go viral on LinkedIn, I think. A lot of people that I know have literally run a Facebook ad on their LinkedIn post. So within the first hour, you just push $5 to the LinkedIn post, and you'll get maybe like 20 comments, and that's ridiculous, and it gets pushed up in the algorithm and all sorts of heck. What is this?
Let's have a chat about engagement pods and why you shouldn't be.
Podcast. Why you shouldn't be in one. Exactly. There you go. Heard of them probably. Yours are probably not. Yep. It's sucky. Pods don't work because. Oh, totally. Yeah, no. You can pay people to do whatever you want, especially when it comes to marketing. Pods don't work anymore. Don't be in pods. Pods are ridiculous. I only use pods just to literally share with my friend. Like I have a friend pod where like, hey, if people want to see like all of my post updates, I post them all here. If you don't care, you don't engage with anybody else's post. But if you're posting something, I will also engage. It's like just for me, right? And that's the only time I use a pod, just because it's like I want to keep up with what my friends are posting. Beyond that, pods are useless because enter pod with worker there, following each other, but and boost themselves. Yes, I agree completely, Olga. A pod, 69, is essentially where I go on LinkedIn, or I go on. Let's use LinkedIn as an example because it's really common around LinkedIn right now. Is I go on LinkedIn and I get a bunch of other influencers or people with like 10,000 followers, and I say, hey, everybody, we're all going to put ourselves in a group chat on LinkedIn or on Telegram or on wherever the frick heck, or on WhatsApp. And every single time you post something, I have to go and like it. Every single time you post something and you put the link in the group, I go and like and comment on it. I have to. I must. I've been in pods before. I've been in really, really high level pods. And like with some really, really big influencers that still exist, I think. And it didn't really do too much for me. Honestly, it hurt me. I'm doing much better now that I'm just doing things independently. It's literally just like, if somebody posts something in there, every time you post something, you pop the link into the group, and I have to go and like and comment on it. If I post something, you have to go and like and comment on it. So I get all these big people liking and commenting all of my posts. That's great for me, It also takes literally hours of your day out of your life, and it's exhausting. Like, I have to be on all the time, and if I'm not constantly updated on it, it gets completely overwhelming, and I forget to engage with everybody post. It's a nightmare. Absolutely ridiculous. It sucks. They also don't work anymore. They used to work. They don't work anymore because LinkedIn now sees if the same people engage frequently in the beginning, unnaturally via a direct link. I'm pretty sure it doesn't care. It doesn't feed into the algorithm, so it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't matter. So I choose friendly pods. Like, if I post something and you care, you can go check it out. That's it. Anyway, that's a rant. In terms of advertising on LinkedIn, I'm literally gonna run a stream where we're gonna set up LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. We are going to set up, like, I'm gonna go on Reddit. I'm gonna try Reddit ads. I'm gonna try Reddit posts in r/entrepreneur. I'm going to post a couple different other things, like use some landing pages, like whatever we can do. I'm gonna run Twitch ads. I'm going to try everything to directly add people to my LinkedIn group and my Twitch group, and we're going to try to advertise Entrepreneur in the fastest possible way that we can, using every little possible technique at our disposal. And we're going to try to spend like $5 to $10 on each little source, right? Totally fine. That's going to be the next stream. It's going to be really fun. I'm really excited about that one. Regardless, let's get back to this. So I built this before. It was essentially just a newsletter using MailChimp, and you guys know what MailChimp is. It's just a little newsletter program. It's free, super easy to use. I set up a free MailChimp account. I put the link right here on a big fat subscribe button. That was literally all I did. And then every weekend, I would go and whenever I would email a ton of startups, and I would say, hey, if you want interns, you should totally tell me if you have internship things. And I sent out a little poll. And people got back to me with their internship requests. I didn't do any vetting. I just put them on the list. I sent out an email every week of like, here are new internships. Here are past internships. Email me if you want to be connected to the founder of the company. That was all. And it was a matchmaking service. That's all it was. And people would just send resumes, and I helped recruit. And I think I got like 2 or 3 people placed over like a period of like 6 months. Well, no, over a period of like 3 months. Not too bad, right? But super not scalable, super BS. The biggest freaking problem that I encountered was, yes, it took a ton of time. Yes, I had to do it all manually. The biggest issue that I had was finding students. That shit is hard, dude. Oh my god. Like, I use Wix, MailChimp, GoDaddy. Cool. I bought the little thing on GoDaddy. I'm just gonna frickin' Control Enter. That is not what I meant to do. I'm gonna Control Shift. Is that what do I? Oh, is it this? Yes, it's that. The hardest thing in the world is getting it. Yeah, that's my job. Back off. The hardest thing in the world is getting in touch with students. I am a college student. I went to CMU. I spent all my time trying to recruit students. It took me like hours and hours and hours, and I struggled to get into newsletters. I walked into classes. This is hilarious. I walked into a professional development class for science students and some engineering students. I think it was science and engineering. Walked into a big auditorium, plugged in my little freaking thing, popped up YesPGH, spoke for 5 minutes on... That's harder than you think, and they really don't want you to do that. If you email everybody, they will kick you out of school, but I'm not in school anymore, so maybe fuck it. We'll get back to that. I went into a professional development class. I spoke for 5 minutes in front of like 300 people, some of which I knew. School is a scam dropout. Who are you? I don't believe you've ever been on a stream before or ever commented. What's up, dude? Nice to see you, 711. But I spoke for 5 minutes about all the cool things that I was doing and having all the internships that are available. Like, there's like 12 internships, and you should totally go and check it out. The class is literally on professional development, okay? It's how to find jobs. And everybody that I know in that class is like, geez, they're not teaching me how to actually find a job. I walk in there. I'm like, yo, here's jobs. I got 0 signups from that whole thing at all. I said, yespgh.com. Easiest little URL to type into. All they had to do was click a button on a website that they can do on their phone. I told everybody, get on your little phones. The teacher was like, this is great. You should all do it. Not a single person in like the 300 people in that auditorium did it. Do you know how salty I was? I was pretty salty. Students be lazy. It's true. He's right. More QR codes. A QR code wouldn't actually be a bad idea. No. Yeah, maybe. Why not? Why heckin' not? We can use QR codes. That's just like a neat little thing. Regardless, shit sucks. So, school life is stressful. Exactly. No, I'm not blaming students. I'm not saying they're assholes or they're idiots. It's literally just you have so much stuff going on as a student. You're focused on your social life, like actually communicating with human beings, like building friend groups, like actually getting all of your ridiculous amounts of homework done, especially at CMU. Professional development, getting a job is literally the last thing on your mind because you're so focused on surviving, essentially, and actually existing with a social life. Hey, no, straight up, I was busy chasing girls for a while. Like that was my entire freshman year. It's ridiculous, and that's most people's freshman year. Like you're essentially just trying to court and to build friend groups, and that is most of what you do. It's like that. So I don't blame it. It's not their fault, but we need to be able to make it easy for them. Here's the idea that I have. So first of all, let me document all the let me document all the schools. Contact schools. I don't know. Like, who do you think I should? I feel like I should get in touch with the professional development people. That's kind of my idea for monetization. But the other people that I need to get in touch with are the entrepreneurship clubs. Right? Those are the people that I've had most success with. Those are the people that have wanted me to come in and speak about what I'm doing. That's where I feel like I'm going to survive, like have the most success. Because think about it, and tell me if I'm wrong or an asshole or whatever with any of this. Tell me if I'm making assumptions. As an entrepreneurship club, you want to be able to provide cool things for your students, right? For the people that are joining your club, you want to be able to go up to that, like to the little club fair or whatever it is, the assembly fair or whatever the heck, and orientation, and be like, this is what we do. We can help you do this. We can help you do this. We are a great community of people that do this, and this is why you should join our club, because then you get more funding for a club and you can do all sorts of great things, right? So why wouldn't we not give them access to like letting them like self-engage and like I find the internships. All you have to do is find students and I give you internships. They recruit people in their club. It's another selling point for them. They might get more funding. Who the heck knows, right? Bless. That's what I think. That is what I think. So I feel like I can just outsource this to a few clubs and organizations that are run by students that are already looking for this kind of thing. They're looking for opportunities. They're looking for selling points. Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. So I need to contact school. Here, let's see. Self-building internship community. This is where it comes in. Entrepreneurship clubs. Oh, wow. You would think I would know how to spell entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship clubs. Professional development clubs. Startup clubs. Student clubs in general. That makes sense to me. CMU Pitt, Duquesne, Chatham, St. Vincent. Holy fucking dude. God damn. Also WVU. Actually, I got a message from somebody earlier because I told them that I was building an internship platform for Pittsburgh. Somebody at WVU, I think in professional development, was like, "Hey, you should also pay attention to WVU too because we need help, please." So they're also a big one. Let me document the motherfuck out of this. Contact schools. Bah. Wow. Yeet. Bup. Bup, 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 bup. Oh. Bup. 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 Is it? Tell me if I'm missing any of these. Slippery rock. Allegheny. What? I don't. Tammy's important too. No, absolutely. That's a very, very good point. So that's another thing to remember. So schools. Actually, I'm going to write it down here in goals. Contact. Timing is important. the end of the school year, and before breaks, or right as the school year starts. Cool. Yeah, time with the career fair shits and goes by the inches. I might just straight up do that. I might have my own booth at the career fair. I might ask if I can do it. Why the hell wouldn't I? Or I can just rely on those clubs, my dude. But regardless, that's another outlet. We'll write down all the outlets in a second. Oh my God, there's another shooting in Texas. Jesus Christ, we've had like 300 shootings this year. Yeah, it's ridiculous. 20 injured, 5 killed. Unbelievable. Oh, all right, cool. Gannon, Westminster, Seton Hill, CalU. There's also, I'm not sure if this is CCAC. Then there's Grove City. And then there is WVU. Right? Am I missing anything? A lot of the really small ones might not be super useful. Like Point Park, do they care? Penn State, Beaver. Penn State? They're so far away. Maybe who gives a heck? I don't know. I'm trying to make it... I guess we could expand out. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll write them down anyway. Penn State. Yeah. I know, exactly. Focus. I feel like it. So I'm going to highlight the main ones that we're going to go after, and then afterwards, maybe if we want to start spreading out or we get inquiries on LinkedIn or anything like that, why 69? I don't get what you're saying there. I don't know why the further away they are, the more incentive they have. Wouldn't make sense to me. But I could be wrong. What are you saying? Explain. Penn State? That's a really good point. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. You're right. I agree. Beaver. And then New Kensington. Okay, cool. All those kids maybe from Pittsburgh coming back home for the summer. That's a really good point. That is a great fucking point, Hank. Yeah, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Y'all are right. Okay. I dig it. Y'all are smart. I'm glad you're helping me out with this. So let's rank these because let's come up with the top 10. Okay. So we want CMU. We want Pitt. We want Duquesne. We want Chatham. We want Robert Morris. We want Carlo. We want Point Park. We want Grove City. We want WVU. We want Penn State. I don't know about really any of these other ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's 10. All right, cool. Are we good with going with those? I feel like Penn State is a great testing example because they're pretty far away, but a lot of them probably came from Pittsburgh, right? So, that's really important. Are there any other bigger ones that I should be paying attention to in this group? Do you know, Hank? Because I'm not really super familiar with anything outside of these 10, honestly. Let me know. But regardless, let's go with these. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba. Ba. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna bump my to-dos down here. So re-engage with Facebook group, ask Richard Moore's advice, contact schools. These are the top schools. The rest of them are a bit smaller. Really? Seton Hall. We're going Seton Hill. Alright. As long as they're big, they might as well be included in the group. We want size. We're going for size. Really? All right, we're doing that. Bold. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you helping me on this because I don't know jack fucking shit. If I ever post clips from this on LinkedIn, I'm gonna need to bleep out so much. Niche, run by Joey Rahimi, or started by Joey Rahimi, and run by Luke Skerman. Luke is incredible. Carnegie, Pittsburgh, Duquesne. Washington Jefferson. You're right. Oh, that's Washington Jefferson. I'm a fool. Let me write that down because I was not. Washington and Jefferson. Yeah, Washington Jefferson is great. They're a great group. St. Vincent, really? St. Vincent, tough but good. A lot of money, lacking grades, and you can survive. All right, interesting. Yo. Penn State, Seton Hill, Carlo. Wow. This is very interesting. So maybe we should just leave them all on. Seton Hall and Seton Hill are different. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. So let's go Seton Hall. Let's also add in Point Park is good, Carlo's good, Seton Hill. Okay, I guess we'll add both in. Seton Hall, Seton Hill. We'll just go with both of those. They look like Beaver. Here's Beaver. La Roche, Robert Morris, Geneva. Interesting. St. Vincent. St. Vincent, Washington, Jefferson. So we'll add St. Vincent in there as well. Did I already add St. Vincent? No. I'll just bold this. Okay, cool. We're good. That's more than enough. This is more than enough to run with, all right? Especially considering a lot of these probably won't even have entrepreneurship clubs. It's just how it be, right? So, Carlo, Jonah, Duquesne, Pitt. CMU. All right. Saint. Oh, that's a freaking Seton Hill. All right, cool. We're good. So, these are all the schools. The places that we want to contact at these groups are entrepreneurship clubs, professional development clubs, startup clubs, student clubs in general. Great. What is our next on to the do list? So we got all the schools. Advertising. I've told you a little bit about advertising. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. So the plan is to contact school, entrepreneurship. I can't type. Clubs at all of these. The goal there is literally just to give them an opportunity to have access to this kind of platform, right? And they recruit students to pay attention to it. I before did it via subscribers. That was weird. I sent out emails every week. I feel like that doesn't work and nobody cares, right? Like a lot of students don't really pay attention to their email too much. You want to hit them where they're paying attention. Or just give it to them like regularly so they can go whenever they want and they know it's a resource. So how do we make it super easy for students to pay attention? And then how do we advertise it beyond entrepreneurship clubs? If we can get professional development services at these universities to care, what is Minecraft World? Also, oh my god, Minecraft's doing Microsoft bought Minecraft, and they're doing a Minecraft World exhibit in Seattle at the MOPA, which is the Modern Museum of like pop art or something like that. I don't know, but they're making a Minecraft exhibit. I love Minecraft. I absolutely love Minecraft. I might just play it on stream sometime, and we'll try to like take over an economy in a small server and just see if we can build like a little mini business in a small server. That would be really funny. The Inquirer. Make the stream into a Minecraft. Yeah, no, tell me about it. I straight up might. So I always like to tell people my first induction into entrepreneurship as a whole, into starting businesses, period. So I ran a little parkour class, which sounds super dorky, and it was amazing though, in sophomore year of high school. sophomore and junior year of high school, I ran a little parkour class. Best thing that ever happened to me. Helped me socialize. It was literally like what I did, and like that. It was what I focused on. It was like a little business that I could build. I was first started paying for it. I ended up making it free, but regardless, it was great. Yeah, get viewers playing my like. I become like a super popular just Minecraft streamer, and then middle of the like way with like one of my streams, I'm just like, by the way, business, and I like immediately switch it over. That'd be really funny. But anyway, one of my first introductions into entrepreneurship was I went on a server that one of some of my friends started. They were using plugins. I manipulated one of the plugins on the server. It was like an economy plugin. So every time you make like a piece of armor, or you go mining, or you do this, you get money. And I found a loophole where I could just like they left a store open where you could buy diamonds. They also there was also a thing where if you made a diamond chest plate, you would get a certain amount of money, and it would pay you for that amount of money. I figured out a loophole where if I got high enough at a certain level, like after a certain level in armor crafting, this is super nerdy and whatever, but after a certain level in armor crafting, the cost of all the diamonds that it took way outweighed, and I mathematically predicted how much it was going to actually pay me, and I looked up the plugin and everything, way started to outweigh the amount of that it actually cost to buy the diamonds because they didn't pay attention to that. I found that loophole. And every time I did it only in the middle of the night, so the admins wouldn't see what I was doing. I would just make diamond chest plates over and over and over and over again, and I would just throw them into lava. And then I would go buy more diamonds. I would make more diamond plates over and over until I got infinite money, literally like 999. So I had like $1 billion in Minecraft money, whatever. I used that because I didn't want to. I had like these villagers where it required a ton of labor, and I didn't want to constantly farm all of them. But I needed resources, and farming all the resources is what took all the time. So I literally because I had infinite money, I paid all the other server people. I had the entire server working for me. It was like 10 people. I had the entire server working for me because I was the best way to get money because I overcharged because I had infinite money. So I paid people more than they deserved to just give me resources, and they would put it in chests, and I would collect it later. I made up a little economy system literally just to provide me with resources that I could sell to make better stuff. And I did it because I found a loophole with infinite money. That was the first time I did anything remotely entrepreneurship, and that was hilarious to me. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole dang world. And I ran the entire server for like exactly. It was ridiculous. I enslaved high schoolers in Minecraft and middle schoolers because I had all the money. It was so freaking funny. I was so satisfied with myself. Oh, absolutely, 100%. No, it's been downhill from there. Everything else that I've tried has not topped that. Nothing in comparison to the Minecraft server. But regardless, it would be really funny to go into a Minecraft server and try to take over the economy because we try to find loopholes and we try to get people to pay, right? So if we can control a certain set of resources, we can exactly 8 out of 8 wood rate, mate, great. But yeah, so. Funny little side story. Now, we need to contact entrepreneurship clubs. Do you guys perceive any other groups at universities? So, entrepreneurship centers. Entrepreneurship centers is another one because 69 brought that out. Entrepreneurship clubs, centers, and then maybe professional development, right? Maybe because they might care. Maybe they have no access. And then professional dev offices. Boom. Now we need to know to do this. I can scrape emails like that super quick. That's going to take me a bit of time. We can go and do a little bit of that, but let's make sure we're still discussing the strategy. I'm literally just going to push them to this website. This website takes nothing. I'm going to leave it with Wix. I don't care if the Wix branding is there. Everybody is all pissy about the Wix branding. I've seen venture capital firms that still have the Wix branding on their websites. It doesn't matter. Nobody gives a heck. So it's not worth paying like $140 for a year's worth of the domain. It's not. So you can still hook up your domain with it, and then not pay to remove the Wix branding, and just do that. It's way cheaper. It's way better. So what should I have here? I should have here, honestly, I can just link to a sheet, right? A Google Sheets. I feel like that works just as well. because on there I can create a platform. I can like say like these are the logos, this is the thing, and I can make it look all nice and pretty. And I can do that all on a Google Sheet. Like that's not that hard, right? I really don't think it's that hard. And I would just keep it like nobody gets to edit it. People just post through a Google form, and it just adds all the logos into the different little things, right? I feel like you can do that. I feel like that's probably the easiest way. I don't want to build out my own independent platform. I could probably even... Ooh. I'm starting to wonder. I wonder if you can... Can I take the HTML? Like, I'm trying to see if I can embed... Can I embed a Google Sheet on a site? Probably not. I should probably just link it to the Google Sheet. It doesn't really freaking matter. Do I think that's the best way? I could try to use something like Airtable. Let's check it out. You know what? No. Let's keep this stupid simple. Let's keep this stupid simple. We're going to do it on Google Sheets. So let's open up a Google Sheet right now. We're going to keep this absolutely stupid simple. Blank. So, this is... Yes, PGH. Internship. Opportunities. I will make this uneditable. Ooh. Oh. 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 A live Google Doc spreadsheet into a web page. Oh my god. Oh my god. That would be so hot. Dude. Okay. Import Excel file to Google Docs. Publish to the web. Wait, what? File? Publish to the web? What? What? Hank, you're a G. Embed. Ah! Publish. Okay, hold on. Okay, dope. Then that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Investigate, exactly, yes. We're going to investigate embedding later. So we know we can embed it. I'm just going to have a separate little page. I'm going to have like this. Hey, this is great. If you want to check out the internship listings right now, sign up right there. I could probably collect emails too, maybe. I feel like that's not necessary. We're just trying to create a platform, right? If we get student eyes, so what? It's good. I don't need to collect emails. I don't need to collect information. Who gives a heck as long as people are using it, right? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to embed it. I'm going to make a separate little sheet. I'm going to talk about it here. You're going to click a button. It's going to go to an embed. It's going to be right in your little thing. Great. Awesome. Perfect. So we know the tools that we need to use. And I'm going to save the heck out of this. X. Bibbidi boppity boo. So, to-dos. Tools. We are using Wix with the branding. Because who cares? We are using a neat little domain that we got off of GoDaddy for heckin' cheap. That's specific. You need to be very specific. Heckin' cheap is a check-in. Doesn't even understand. Neat little domain that we got off of this. So, Google Sheets. Use a live embed. Boop. Use a live embed to build the platform. And then Google Forms, probably. Or we can use a type form. Doesn't really matter. I'm probably going to use Google Forms just because it's easier to integrate. Google Forms. To add internship opportunities. So we need to figure out how to vet. That's the next thing. But essentially this is the simplest thing in the world. Like I'm just gonna do, let's say I like to be really freaking aesthetic with my Google Sheets. I'm obsessed with Google Sheets. 26 to the right. 26 to the right. I'm probably gonna do something along this line where I'm gonna go like and it's gonna be like we're gonna have like Oh, I could get really crazy with this, but I'm not gonna. Copy. We're gonna paste. Oh, well, screw me. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Go this. Delete columns, and then we're gonna go here. Copy formatting. Bop. And we're gonna make it this whole neat little cute thing where it's all dark, and then we have like some information up here, right? Where like this company does this, and they're passionate about this, and they're passionate about this, and blah 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 blah. Learn more about the product they're building here. Building here, and then we link to and then we link to a freaking link. And then the rest of it, they are looking for bop. And we go here, social media, coders, freaking what was the other really funny thing? Transcribers, whatever it is. So we have information on the company. We have the product that they're building, a little bit more about like what they do and where you can find like information on that, and then like what they're looking for and what it fits into. I'm going to give categories, so I'm not just going to like say for like let's also make the Google form. Let's also make the Google form because this is important. Google form. Go to Google Forms. New. We just do this all through Google Drive. This is hilarious. I don't need to learn more about Google Forms. Startup, so internship posting. Whatever. What I'm going to ask them is I'm going to ask something. This is a multiple choice, right? So I'm going to add like, are they in social media? Are they in blah? Are they in blah? Right? And for each of these, I'm going to write little conditionals. So this will automatically be ported onto a sheet. And then I'll link it here, so like it'll automatically be ported onto it like an additional sheet. I will then port it over to here using like the equal sign and formulas, so like I can make like this cell equal this cell, right? And it says social media. So I'm just gonna link things via pages, right? So, but I'm gonna make it look all nice here. Cool. Then I'm going to segment this by social media, coder, transcriber. Or like whatever, like we're gonna find all of the common stuff, right? We're gonna find all the common things, and then we're also gonna leave like an other, right? So we can add other, right? And we're gonna pay attention to like the most common like 10 internship possibilities, right? And if they fit really closely into that, then based on conditionals, so let's say equals if this cell equals if logical expression h cell equals dash social, or yeah, I think I would do it in quotes, dash social media, boom. Then value of true, beware. Here, if value of true would be beware. This is usually really silly, and you need to be careful when you accept positions like this. And then I would just go comma, and then I would do a comma and then another if statement, and I would like play it out into whatever else. So we'll just say 0 if not. And I believe, yeah, say exactly. So because this is social media, these are going to be zeros because this is not this, but because this is social media, I'm going to give advice to the students depending on the specific internships. That's how we validate, and that's how we make sure, like, beware, if you're accepting this is probably what you're going to get. These are the experiences that students have had in the past. This is why you would want this. This is the experience you're going to get when you get this. Everything, right? So we're going to give them advice based on the type of internship they're accepting, because we know a little bit more about what they're getting into. Because this is likely going to be freshmen, sophomores. Like I've seen a lot of this stuff before, and we're going to talk to students, and I'm going to build this out. Right? That's how we're going to make sure that things work on the student side. That way, students are accepting the right internships for them. That's how we're going to pay attention to that. So we're going to use Google Forms and a segmenting process. You go from internship opportunities. Make sure validate choices posted via conditionals to inform potential interns about what they getting into. Got it? That's how we control it from the student side. That's how we know. Well, that's how we control it from the internship side, right? Awesome. Looks good. And I'm going to tell people to do their own research. I'm going to give people like an informed set. They should be able to make informed decisions. You don't just want to be running around willy-nilly as a student and ruining your possible experience, right? Because you're going to screw yourself, and it's not going to be fun, and you're going to get all panicked, and it's not going to be pleasant for anybody. So that's how we control it on the internship side. What's the value prop to the students? What is the value prop to the companies? Good point. Value prop to the companies, they get interns. Value prop to the students, they find internships. Is there any other questions? There are others. You're right. I should be documenting other ones. But literally, that's the primary value prop. Like, I can help you find it. I know. I agree. But it's a necessity. Like, people don't know how to do it. I've received constant feedback when I was doing it, and I'm like, that's great that you're doing this. This is super necessary. Can I just be to connect to the other side? You would be shocked. You would be shocked in this scenario, but you're right. There needs to be more. And what more is education. So on the student side, there's education about internships, and they're finding valuable things to do, right? They're not just wasting their time. They're not just screwing around, and they're not fucking up their lives. So education is important. Let's write this down. Value props. It's not a semicolon. It's not a colon. Value props to students. Education on internships. High quality internships. Opportunities at unfound local startups that will give you a lot of flexibility and opportunity to learn. I'm just writing this down for the language because I'm going to use some similar language when I'm doing my pitch, right? Value in the audio. Yeah, exactly. It's a huge time saver. So, Bob, that is education on internships, and then boop, high quality internships. Opportunities on the local startups. Is there anything else that we're offering to the students? Ease of use. Easy to find and apply without interrupting your busy fucking day. 2 companies. So what are we providing to companies? We are, and I quote, high quality interns. High quality interns. What else? That's really all I can think of. Shrug, my dude. So that sounds good to me. Oh, high quality. What the frick? What the? High quality. High quality interns. Cool. High quality internships. I feel like that's all we can ask for right now. If we come up with other things in the future, though, let's do it. Untitled forms, internship posting, untitled form, internship posting. Great. I will write this out. I need to find out. So another to do for me is Build out a Google form, validate choices, find out the 10 most common startup internships. Make conditionals for them in the sheet. What else? What heckin' else? I think that's good. What else are we gonna do? Advertising, yes. So the advertising is mainly, again, going to be through, not through running ads, not through anything like that. I tried that before. I sat in front of a camera and I was like, hey, this is ESPGH. This is what we do. I spent like $10 and I got like 2 people interested. That was really annoying. And I advertised it to all the university students in town. Maybe I did it the wrong way. We can still try it. And I can run little ad campaigns here and there just on pictures. No videos, nothing fancy. So I can do that on social media to companies, high quality interns. Advertising. Glassdoor for internships, and then post reviews that stick to the companies. Not a bad idea. A review system would be tougher to build. Rate my intern for companies, totally. So good ones get hired again next summer. Interesting. So that would be good if that was extra benefit. Okay, so you know what? No. You know what we need to talk about for the next 20 minutes before the stream ends? What we need to talk about is monetization. So I've told you, like, I'm going to show you a quick process. People like it. It's true, they do. But am I going to get paid extra for that? Or is that going to just be more time on my plate? If it becomes a necessity, I should build it. So let me put it on to-dos. Find out way to make anonymous reviews of startups and interns for future reference. Find out a way. The way? A way. Cool. So that's good. They did like getting the inside scoop. It just might be a lot of extra work. That's hard. Reviews are hard. Okay, cool. Oh, excuse me. What was I going to say? I was distracted. Oh, right. So let's quickly go over how I'm going to get in touch with these people, right? Reviews are super hard unless you're terrible. Monetize, exactly. We're going to go to monetize in a second. I'm going to go over quickly how I'm going to go and get in touch with these people, right? Let's see. So I'm going to go to Pitt, here, University of Pittsburgh Entrepreneurship Club. See if it pops up. Institute for Entrepreneurial Excellence. Blah, 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 blah. What we do, cool. I will email them. This is important. Entrepreneur.pitt.edu. Contact. So I just contact them through here, right? Awesome. Great. Exactly. Enactus Pitt is the other one. Yeah, and I'm going to show you how I would find that. So I'm going to go down here, student organizations. I believe Enactus should pop up somewhere around here. And honor societies. So let's go Bippity Boppity. Where? What? Oh. Pitt Private Equity and Venture Capital Fund. That's going to be one. We're going to go for the Panther Equity. It might be Panther Equity. Business Review might be another one. Yeah, so whatever. Apologies, I'm offline right now. Nobody gives a heck. Oh, so they're hidden in here. This is entrepreneurship. This is where all the entrepreneurship stuff was. Yeah. So I got all that. Where was the next one? Panther Equity? No. Pitt Business Review? No. I hate that they segment everything out like this. Fashion Business Association. That's kind of cool. American Marketing Association. If they want to get, so like for them, if they want marketing internships, there you go. That's how we can connect. And Actus also has CMU and Robert. I don't know if they have CMU. I haven't seen significant interaction with the CMU one. We do have an entrepreneurship club. It is not under Enactus, but they do have one at Robert Morris. I've heard about the Robert Morris one. But regardless, this is how I'm gonna go. Like our American Marketing Association. Boom, there's your PIT email. I'm gonna go and email them. Right? That's not that hard. But now, 15 minutes of how the fuck do I monetize this? This is what I really need help on, so I would love it if you all help me. But basically, like, we have an internship platform, right? Let's assume we get this up and running. Like, let's assume that this is embedded into this neat little cute website. This, like, I'm posting this all. Like, I have Moss Generation. I have literally access to all the startups. Like, I haven't been discussing that because I literally have access to all the startups in the Pittsburgh ecosystem. If you don't, and you wanted to build something like this, hit me up. I can help you, but like the goal is literally to make this like I want everybody to be able to do this in their own city for their own university. Like this, I want this to become a thing. We can call it Yes. We can call it Young Entrepreneur Society, and we can make it like this larger thing. I want everybody to be able to build this kind of thing for their own independent cities. The URL might be hard to find. I got the idea from YesPDX. It was one of my friends. It was one of the first entrepreneurs I ever talked to. Still a really good friend of mine. I talked to him on Snapchat of all places. But he gave me the idea for the name. That's what he ran. It was essentially a group of students, and it was this cool little thing, and they did work with startups. And so I copied that, and I was like, hey, can I take that and do that? And he was like, oh yeah, totally, go for it. And I went for it. I built it in here, and it was this great little wonderful thing. Oh, I was so naive back then. I wish I could go back then. Take me back. Anyway, that's what happens. Let's assume this is all working great. We're publishing it to a bunch of different places. Let's assume we have CMU, we have Pitt, and we have Chatham, because I know they all have entrepreneurship clubs. Let's assume they're all interested. All the kids are watching this and they're all paying attention. This is an existing thing. It's stagnant. And I'm getting like companies to post. I have strategies for how to get startups involved, but we can talk about that later if you're interested. If you actually want to build something out like this, yay. But let's assume all that's working. How do I monetize? Who's paying for this? My big theory is that like maybe academic development. Like academic development might be able to pay. Like I can place your interns, but I need access to, like I will only provide this service to your group if so and so and so you pay me like $50 a month, whatever the fuck, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all? I don't know who to cut. Like that's the only thing that I can think of in order to monetize this and get paid. Because if we can get paid, nonprofit or government grant for ooh, that's not a bad point. I wonder if we can get a nonprofit grant. That is a good idea. Okay, let's start writing these down because this is really important. Monetization. Government or city grant. Doesn't matter how fucking small it is. Like, if I get like $2,000 to build this thing, like, fuck it. They are. Some of them. Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Regardless, it's still something we should try. Like a grant. If you do it right and you apply for the right grants, it's free goddamn money. Like as long as you fulfill what you're working on, it is free goddamn money. Like there's no strings attached. You don't have to. There's nothing. It'll take more than I'm just doing consulting on the side. I'm not. It depends. It totally depends on which grants you apply for. City grants are much better because larger government grants are probably going to take longer. That's an assumption of mine. I'm actually not sure. If it's new and unknown, for sure, yeah. And if it's an independent organization and they're working with universities, it could work. Consulting on the side is not what I want to do. Who was going to pay me for consulting? Who is going to pay me for consulting to help them find interns? Nobody. Not startups. Startups don't have money to pay consultants. Interns are not going to pay me. They're students. So, like, where am I getting money from if I'm doing consulting? Also, that takes a ton of time. So, like, that's not the point. The point is, recruiting is another thing. Recruiting fees. So what if a startup might pay me $50 if I recruit an intern for them, right? That's another potential. I tried to do that originally. I didn't know how the heck. I filed on like TurboTax or LegalZoom. It was LegalZoom, not TurboTax. I filed on LegalZoom for a freaking look at this. Still have it right here. I've done absolutely nothing with it. It's a Legal Express envelope. It has all of the documentation for a freaking LLC that I formed in here. Talk to Rebecca Oppenheimer. Oh, right, she's a recruiter. That's a really good point. But basically, I talked to a bunch of recruiters. But basically, I did this before. I didn't do anything with it because the SPGH kind of died, and I didn't keep up with it. Mostly because I didn't automate it, right? So it was a huge pain in the butt. Recruiting fees are possible though, and I should talk to Rebecca Oppenheimer. I don't know if that's how you Oppenheim. Is it Oppenheim? No, it's Oppenheim. So talk to Rebecca Oppenheim. Cool, great. Government and city grant. The government and city grant is essentially just free money. It might take a while to get it, but I'm not going to put any effort into it other than writing the grant. Writing the grant takes a lot of time, but after that, it's done. Like if they give it to me, great. Like I can just have that money and I can just work on the SPGH with it, and I can pay myself the amount of time that it takes to do whatever the heck, right? Cool. So I think a government and city grant is ideal. Probably more city, probably a city grant, but we can still try for larger government grants. It's going to be either be a state or government grant. Of course, they're all government. State or city grant. Awesome. We can try recruiting fees. That would entail fees. Startups pay me whenever I get someone. I help them find an intern. Help them find a quality intern. Yay. But then my bias is towards the startups because that's where they're paying me, and I'm afraid that's going to make some stuff messy, right? Doesn't have to. Could. Whatever. But that's another possibility. What else? Make the interns post TikTok videos. I'm going to go on TikTok. I'm going to try it out. I'm probably going to try it out. And then I will be amused while recruiting. Concept of TikTok still bothers the fuck out of me. I hate it. Also be a nonprofit NGO grant. Foundations for economic development. And this is also over here for economic development. Seriously, grant for the foundation. Grant for economic development. It'd be cool if you like I had every intern post a video instead of a resume. It'd be kind of cool. And they should be funny. Entertain me. Anyway. So recruiting fees, I feel like this is naive. This is naive as shit. But I feel like potentially we could go to that shit. Imagine getting startups to post TikTok videos. Honestly, having a link to a video about what you do and do that, you're gonna increase your chances significantly of finding interns. People are gonna. It's so much better. So actually, that's a really nice point. Tools. I will use a neat little video that we got of GoDaddy for heckin' cheap. Use Loom probably to have either interns or startups post videos as resumes and applications. Cool. Not a bad idea, honestly. We could do some fun stuff with that. Regardless, the last thing that I really feel like we can monetize with this, grants and recruiting fees. I tried recruiting fees before. I really didn't go into it significantly. I still feel like there's potential there. Grants or foundation money, I feel like has some significantly good stuff to it, depending on the amount of value that we're bringing, right? I feel like we're also providing significant value to these startups, right? Or not to the startups, to these universities, because we're helping the kids with their fucking careers for them, right? So like if I can get in touch with maybe economic development people at not economic development, professional development people at these universities and say, hey, this is what I'm doing for every school. Let's say we have 10 schools. Actually, we have more than 10 schools. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have like 12 or 13. A certification program. What would you mean by that? Let's say we get like 15 of these schools at maximum. Let's say we get 10. Let's roughly estimate 10. I ask for $50 a month to run this thing, or maybe a yearly, like pay me $500, pay me $600 per year from each of these groups. Not that bad. Do we need the certification facade? Ooh, fighting words from Olga. Fight, fight, fight. You can make us interns all suck. They have to pass through some vetting of USPGA certified interns. Yeah, that's a good point. Fine, but there need to be trophy. Honestly, the startups. I'm gonna make some videos. Actually, so we forgot about that. How are we vetting the students? Right? I feel like the startups should be The startups will be vetting the students because of their resumes. The startups will be vetting the students because of their resumes. That's how they start to vet, right? How else? That's the typical vetting process. There must be something else that we're able to, like trophies, certifications, whatever. I could provide a little bit of information. Like I could make a couple videos. I could make a little video course online to provide to the startups and say, hey, here are the things you need to be really careful of when you're hiring interns. Here are the things you need to pay attention to. Here's the stuff that's important. Blah blah blah, whatever the fuck, right? If there are any resumes, you're just adding to the noise. No, I don't have to vet the resumes. Oh, if they're having to vet the resumes, maybe. But the goal, the thing here is that there isn't noise. There's nothing. Yeah, no, 3-minute warning. I'm gonna hop off. We can go a little bit over. There's nothing. Right? There's already nothing. It's already a ton of startups are already coming to me, and or they came to me while I was a little bit more active, and they would say like, "We need interns. Can you help us find interns?" And I would write down what they were doing, and I would post it on my shit. They don't know how to get in touch with students, and they can't email the universities. The universities won't help. So it's a whole big thing, and usually they're not that usually they're very very lax about the kind of the internship thing. So maybe what I do is like any resumes are better than no resumes is the point. And I should warn startups that, hey, I'm letting everybody apply. They are all entrepreneurially interested because they come from entrepreneurship groups. They come from academic development. They come from like venture capital clubs, like whatever the fuck it is. They're coming from these sources. These are the sources that I'm filtering them through. So they are like, you don't know what to expect, but you do know that they are interested, right? And if they are applying, they are interested. This is the information that I'm giving them. Maybe I should make some videos about that. So tools, yeah. Use Loom to have other interns post videos as resumes. So instead of this, use Loom. Loom is a great resource, by the way. You should check it out. It's a little plugin right here, and literally it lets me record my screen and everything. Like it's awesome if you can see this. Access denied, yeah, because I'm streaming. Skip for now. So I can do full desktop. This I can put my camera up there, whatever. If I don't want to, I can't. But it helps me screen record. Loom is awesome. I love using Loom. But I'm just going to make little videos. Well, I'd probably use my little camera. Use Loom maybe for... Oh, wait. Maybe for resumes or applications. And then I need to make a video course for startups so they know what to expect and how to make sure they're providing value to the interns, right? So I'm going to give them some information on what USPGH does, how it works, where the students are coming from, how USPGH works, where the students are coming from, what information I'm giving them about different students playing something that makes them qualified for that. No, totally, yeah. Like that's for resumes. So maybe use Loom for resumes or applications, whatever. how this page works, where these students are coming from, what information I'm giving them about different possible internships, and how reviews are in place. This might be the way to validate how reviews are in place to make sure you're providing actual value to the careers of the students. I will make a couple videos. I'll probably post them on something like Wistia, and I'll embed them on ESPGH so that people can just check them out on there. Cool? Wistia is a nice little tool, by the way. Wistia is really cute. Thank you so much. Wistia is a little video hosting, so I can just embed this into my website, and that's great. It just lets you embed videos like this, right? Like, this is all it does. It's super cute. On to the last thing for monetization, we're going to talk to career. I can spell services and offer a small yearly stipend payment for. I should also talk to career services, because if they some career services offer stipends for unpaid internships, and I will be able to talk to certain people can get stipends, and I need to connect that to my group, right? Because if a startup can't pay but they're going to be a great experience, and a student really wants to go there but they need to get paid for the summer, which is really, really important, I need to be able to connect those services that schools offer to get students paid. So that's another thing. Career services and offer a small yearly. Okay. And ask for yearly or monthly service charge. Because we can get interns placed. Then stipend payments for career services tied to the program. Awesome. That is everything. I'm literally gonna tie this. It's gonna tag itself onto this onto a different sheet. I will then move all the information carefully depending on the columns, depending on what people submit through here. I will tie and I will put warnings so that we can make sure that everybody's doing nice things. Everybody's being aware of the types of internships they're getting into. We're going to post logos right here, make it all cute, make it all fun. And then I'm going to embed both of those on my frickin' Wix site. And then I'm going to send the Wix site to different entrepreneurship clubs, and I'm going to see if I can build partnerships with people. I'm actually building a partnership. Somebody at Pitt is already going to help me. The person that runs Pitt and Actus is already going to help me build it out with the Pitt group. So they're just going to get access to the platform. Here, take it. You do whatever you want with this. You give this to your students. If you want to help me, build out this in any specific way, you run this piece, and you are my liaison for ESPGH at this university. Therefore, you get to offer this kind of benefit to the students that join your group. Yay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to get in touch with entrepreneurship centers, like the Schwartz Center for Entrepreneurship, like the Center for Entrepreneurial Excellence at Pitt, all these different little groups, and all these big fancy greats. Oh, forgot that. All this different stuff. That's what's going to happen. That's how I'm going to do it. I showed you how I'm going to find the emails, find everything like that. That's essentially it. And then I'll get back to you on how that works. And I'm going to write a stream summary. I'm gonna probably tag most of you people's, and it's going to be great. And if you have any questions, please message me on LinkedIn, message me with anything. I would love to hear thoughts. If you need to know how to get in touch with startups to build this in your city specifically, if you're watching this afterwards or if you're watching a replay of this, whatever, hit me up. I would love to talk to you. Other than that, we're done. I appreciate you all hopping on. I will see you all really soon. Thank you so much. And we have a lot of really great research to do and really cool stuff to work on. Thank you so much, Olga. Thank you so much, Hank. Thank you so much, Toast. Thank you so much, 69, Pretzel. Whatever, dog. I got to figure out who you are. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great night. Oh, hey, Matt! Nice to see you jump on at the last moment. I'm glad, or nice to see you comment. Thank you for joining the stream. Let me know if you have any advice. Rock on, you're lurking. Lurking is important. Lurkers are awesome. If you have any like advice for me or any additions to the stream or things you would like to know or stuff that you think I could do better, please hit me up. Shoot me a message on LinkedIn. Comment on my post. Roast me. Please roast me because I want to make this the best that I possibly can. All right, everybody. I will see y'all later. Bye. I love you.